Playoff football has come to the DCU Center in Worcester. Hi, everybody. Great to have you with us for playoff football between the Massachusetts Pirates and the Columbus Lions. I'm John Meade-Perrell, joined by former Arena League quarterback J.J. Raderink. And J.J., interesting matchup tonight. Both teams coming in with some dicey circumstances. Quarterbacks, it's a battle of the backups. Darren Thomas for the Pirates, and then Jeremy Johnson for the Lions.
Yeah, this should be very interesting. Both quarterbacks got to start the whole game last week. And I think that what you're going to see is Darren Thomas we talked about it, he has a skill set that they're going to try and utilize. I think you're going to see that tonight by talking to the coaches. Same thing with Jeremy Johnson. He does some things a little bit better than Mason Espinoza. Columbus is going to tailor their game plan for that as well.
And last week we saw Darren Thomas, the quarterback for the Pirates, throw a good ball. He had 5 touchdown passes, including one to Marty Gilliard and another one that was spectacular to LaVon Pearson.
Yeah, he showed us some things last week that I think people had some questions about. Could he make those arena throws? Could he have that anticipation? He certainly showed it last week, and he's going to have to do the same thing tonight against a better Columbus team for them to advance.
And the Pirates' defense has been stingy at times this year, but they're going to be up against it, facing the best fullback in the NAL, Quavon Hicks, who's been in some NFL camps. What do they have to do to stop him?
Well, Quavon Hicks at fullback offers a lot of problems for them because not only is he a good blocker, he's so dynamic out of the backfield, running, catching, which in the arena game you're not used to seeing that. But when you have that extra added weapon in there, it makes it so much more difficult for a defense to defend.
So it's going to be an interesting matchup. The Pirates and the Lions, it's all on the line. The winner advances to the championship game, and it's coming up next on NESN.
Massachusetts Pirates football is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Are you plagued with pain? Feel uncomfortable doing normal everyday things? At Inbalance Chiropractic and Wellness, we strive to keep you in optimal health. Through the use of chiropractic care, massage therapy, and lifestyle therapy, our focus is on improving individual lives to become more active and vibrant. Your health is our #1 concern. We practice to help you reach your goals. Our specialty is keeping your body in balance.
You've dreamed and planned. Now you're ready to buy that home, to earn that degree, to take that trip, to build your business, to enjoy your golden years. And Cornerstone Bank will help you get there. We've built a strong foundation for your success. Let's build your future together. Cornerstone Bank, built on trust.
And welcome back inside the DCU Center in Worcester. It's great to have you with us on NESN and those listening on 98.9 Nash Icon. J.J. Raderink, the Pirates won the toss. They defer into the second half. So we'll get a look at their defense first. And Ali Mortada will tee it up for the goal line for the Pirates. He has 16 deuces this year. That means if you hit the ball through the upright on a kickoff, you get 2 points. It's headed to the upright. And this one is no good. It's a touchback, just wide right. Looked like it was going, JJ, but a good effort by Mortada.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised that the Pirates tried to start out like that. You can kind of ride that wave of emotion, the playoff excitement. And like you touched on, Jeremy Johnson, maybe not as comfortable, hasn't had as many snaps, so you're not concerned whether you start him at the 5 or inside the 20 there at any point.
This Columbus offense averaging 255 yards a game, 51 points per game. Got to watch for them in white is Jarmon Forston out of Florida State. He has 104 catches. Johnson goes his way first and he drops the ball. High throw by Johnston. Forston a rare drop, but he had to bring it down with one hand. And he is clearly a target.
Yeah, he is going to be a big part for them. He has been all season long. And one of the things he does, it's not so much how dynamic he is with his route running, it's his size. All you have to do is get him the ball on some of those quick hitches, some of those quick screens, and let him use that athletic ability and that size.
He's 6'3", 225 pounds, and Fortston will be the man in motion. Deep drop by Johnson, fires, caught across the middle by Fortson to the 14 as he's tripped up by John Hardy Tuliao. So a first down and more for the Columbus Lions, and if they give Johnson that clean pocket, that's problematic.
Yeah, it really is. He's a big, strong quarterback, and the first throw, he looked a little bit rattled, looked a little shaken, wanted to take the high motion hitch, came outside. That one really got his feet set nicely and delivered a nice strike there to Fortson.
Johnson playing in his 8th game, 27 out of 61. Handoff to Quavon Hicks, another guy we talked about in the open, trying to go the far side and charging for a couple yards. They will use him a lot. 81 carries, 305 yards, and 12 touchdowns as there's a late flag.
Well, you talk about emotional playoff atmosphere right away. I think we're going to have a personal foul.
Referee is Michael Davis as he tries to sort it out.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct foul, number 75 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Third down.
So that's a big hit, JJ, on their offensive lineman with a personal foul penalty as you get a look at Jeremy Johnson. Talking it over with Jason Gibson, their head coach. Gibson does it all for this franchise. He's the head coach, he's the GM. I think he sold you a piece of pizza.
I was going to say, I thought I recognized that guy. He valeted my car as we were pulling in tonight.
He's like the valet from Flamingo Kid. Excuse me, sir, can I have your keys?
I have just got to get up on all my references.
You are too young for that movie.
I am just too young for that.
Yes, that's one of the favorites in the Mita Perel house. As Amir Ismail, the coach for the Pirates, tries to get an explanation.
Well, I think we'd like one because it looks like the sticks have moved. Quavon Hicks only gained a yard or two, but after the personal foul, they should have made it second and long, I believe, and I think that's what Coach Ismail's saying here.
Just underway with 13:05 remaining in the first quarter.
After review, the runner did not make a first down on the play. Therefore, it's second down.
Second down from the 23-yard line of the Pirates.
Yeah, I think they got this right now. Now we have the chains in the correct spot. It should be a second and long since it was a dead ball penalty after that first down run by Quavon Hicks.
Second down and 18. Hicks is the back behind Johnson, and there's movement up front. J.D. Griggs, 99 in blue, jumping for the Pirates. So already 2 minutes into the game,
Offside,
a busy night for the
number 47
officials.
defense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
You know, and you like to think that it'll kind of settle as the game goes, but the closer the game is, we may see that. Not surprising. Jeremy Johnson, good job using the snap count, using the aggressiveness of that Pirates defensive line, try and gain a little bit of that back from the first penalty.
So the second down and 13 inside the 20. Johnson, the quick hit to London Crawford, past the 10 to the 5 and pulled down at the 2. Nice run after the catch by London Crawford. Nick Haig made the stop, but another flag down at the 17.
Illegal defense, Jack linebacker moving a snap. That penalty's declined, resulting in a first down.
And the decline penalty on illegal defense. What happened with the Pirates?
Well, they got caught in a two-deep zone there, and Jeremy Johnson, good job, just took the quick hot route. London Crawford, as many will remember, started with the Pirates this year, has moved around and is very dynamic with the ball.
There's Johnson trying to push the pile on the keeper, and he gets stymied by Griggs and Burnett. Now Griggs fighting with Ronnie Barrow.
It's
Offensive
never
lineman for the Lions.
It's never a good sign when your head coach has to jump into the pile the first 3 or 4 plays of the game to kind of remove guys. You want them to be excited. You want them to have that intensity, but they got to have a little bit of control there. But a good job. Columbus did not line up in the huddle. They just went straight to the line. And really, as a defense, you've got a pretty good idea. They didn't call anything too complicated. It was either going to be a dive or a quarterback sneak like that. And so a good job being alert.
2nd down and goal from the 2. Quavon Hicks gets pulled down for a loss at the 5. Great penetration by Nick Haig, who practically read the snap count. Haig is from Worcester, went to Assumption. Had 32 tackles, 8 for a loss, and 5 sacks. Has received some NFL attention.
Yeah, and it's so difficult down here to try and throw the ball, especially with these rounded end zones. So you've got to have an effective running game to be effective on offense. Great job by Nick Haig coming from that front side there. And really, we joke about it as quarterbacks. Everyone's ankles are the same size if you're going for a tackle. That's right where he went on Quavon Hicks and makes a great play, forces 3rd down.
3rd down and goal for the 4. Jeremy Johnson, short drop, lost it for the left corner. One-handed catch, caught for a touchdown. And a flag down. Caught by London Crawford.
There's no need
Holding.
for that right there.
Defense. That penalty is declined, resulting in play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 2 of Columbus. That penalty will be enforced in the first play after the kickoff.
So a 4-yard touchdown pass by Johnson to London Crawford. Gets bonus points for the miraculous catch as Tyler Rausa will attempt the extra point.
You don't want to lose in the fact that it was a great catch.
And he rockets it home. So it's 7-0 Lions. With 10:42 remaining in the first.
Due to time constraints, we now pick up action later in the game.
Johnson under center will send London Crawford in motion. They go from left to right. Johnson lofted to the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Jarmon Fortson. Good coverage by Cheatham Norrells.
Great coverage by Norrells. That's a much bigger receiver. And you see Fortson just trying to get to the goal line and really use that size, but Norrells did a good job of using that backside hand, and he might have used a little bit extra there to pull him down, but a great job, had good position, and this is what we talked about. By slowing down Quavon Hicks, forcing them to try and make tough throws, they might force some field goal attempts throughout the night.
That'll be an attempt by Rasa, and the kick is good. So it's a 10-0 lead for the Columbus Lions.
These kickers have been awfully impressive throughout the year to make it through those 9-foot wide pipes.
Let's see what Rosso elects to do. High kick headed towards the upright. That's wide right. Touchback. So they'll bring it to the 20 for the Pirates with 45.9 remaining in the first quarter, and Rosso's upset.
Yeah, he was close. It's awfully tough to get mad at the kickers when they're kicking it from that far and ask them to kick in that narrow space right there.
That's a guy familiar kicking with some bad elements. You know, Boise State, not an easy place to kick.
No, there's definitely a lot of places, although we've got the same color turf as Boise State out here.
The Smurf turf.
The Smurf turf.
Did you ever play there when you were at Wyoming?
We did. My junior year, we played there, and that was, I got to admit, that was for a 35,000 seat stadium. That was one of the loudest places I've ever been to.
I called the bowl game there for Boston College, and it was loud.
That wasn't the famous Idaho
It
Potato
was the
Bowl.
MPC Computers Bowl.
Ah.
Darren Thomas looking and throws, caught by Bagate past the 20 and trying to spin towards the 10. Instead, he's wrapped up at the 14 with another flag. Maybe a personal foul against the Lions. Bones Bagate with a first down reception. Finally hit by Miller. Clock shows 15 seconds remaining in the quarter. Extra emphasis on the hit.
Yeah, that was, you tell guys to play to the whistle, but when you've got a defenseless defender standing there.
After the play was over,
you gotta
personal
be
foul,
cognizant
number
of that.
78, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
And this is a good read by Darren Thomas. Again, they put Devin Brown in high motion. They use his speed to draw 2 defensive backs and get that 2-deep coverage. And you've got to have time there. Great job by the offensive line, allowing Bones Bagante to work from the strong side of the field to the backside behind the backers. Darren Thomas does a nice job laying it in there for him.
But the personal foul goes against the Pirates. With 1 second remaining, they're not going to snap it. And that will end a very uneven first quarter for Massachusetts. The number 1 seed Pirates are struggling at the end of 1. Columbus Lions lead 10-0. They got a 4-yard touchdown from London Crawford and a field goal from Rasa. You're watching the Mass Pirates on NESN and listening on 98.9 Nash Icon.
Thirsty is a state of mind, a passion. Thirsty is taking the lead, a will to challenge the world. But first, challenge yourself. Defy your will. Defy your thirst. V1.
You've dreamed and planned. Now you're ready to buy that home, to earn that degree, to take that trip, to build your business, to enjoy your golden years. And Cornerstone Bank will help you get there. We've built a strong foundation for your success. Let's build your future together. Cornerstone Bank, built on trust.
Welcome back to the start of the second quarter in Worcester. With J.J. Raderink, I'm John Mita Perrell. As the Lions lead the Pirates 10-0, we're joined upstairs at our broadcast location by the Commissioner of the National Arena League, Chris Siegfried. Good to see you, Commissioner Siegfried, as the Pirates will snap it with Darren Thomas in the shotgun. Clean pocket, aims for the corner, and a drop by Devin Brown. He should have brought it in.
Yep, nice pass.
Hit it right in the breadbasket, but it was a drop.
Now, we haven't really seen Devin drop the ball. This is what he can do so well. Just use that speed, gets in and out of the break. And I'm going to turn to you. Again, I have to say Coach Siegfried. He was the one who brought me into arena football. We've kind of talked about it up here, the emotions of this game. Are you seeing that? Does this feel like a playoff game?
You know, it does. Columbus came to play, and Massachusetts just needs to settle down and play their game. They'll be fine.
Devin Brown in motion after the drop.
Good play call.
And incomplete, intended for Cornelius Lewis.
He's got to be patient with that one.
Is an old offensive guy, Chris. You like the call. Why? But there's another flag.
That's going to be illegal. The defensive end cannot cover the tight end or the fullback down the field, so that's going to be that call. I think. Just a guess. Just a hunch.
Former coach.
You've been around this. I think you know.
Unless
There's
the
no
guy,
foul for an eligible man downfield. It's number 76 is declared to be an eligible
he did not
receiver.
report. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and I think you said it right. That was a great play call. When you have an active jack linebacker, if you can try and put him in a bind there where you send the fullback up the wall and the tight end up the middle. That's a great play call. And Darren's just got to be patient, lay that in there for him.
You got to know who you're throwing to.
Yeah, those guys are a little excited.
Brown the man in motion again. Bagante in the slot with Gilliard flanking him. He makes the catch at the 16 at the wall as he's stopped by Robert Sands, a defensive back from West Virginia. Commissioner, playoff football always fun in the NAL. Talk about this year in general and your thoughts on where the league's headed.
Well, we've had a great season, 6 solid franchises, and we definitely grew from last year to this year. We had a lot of instability last year, and now we're stable. A lot of good stuff on the horizon. 2, maybe 4 expansion teams, so we'll see.
Here comes Thomas, aiming for Bagante. What a catch at the 9-yard line.
That's impressive.
Athletic grab by Bones Bagante. And a first down for the Pirates. There's the momentum burst they needed.
This is really about the only place, maybe a little lower, that Darren Thomas could put it. But we've mentioned it, Coach. We've seen both sides of the ball really make some good catches tonight.
Absolutely. That was impressive by Bones. He's a spectacular player.
Here's Thomas, shotgun again, back at the 15.
There you go.
Wide open, but incomplete. A drop by Bagante.
It was a good read, though.
At the 7, he just couldn't bring it down at the wall with Sands lurking for the Lions.
Well, and I like what you said there. And we talk about it a lot. There's a lot of spectacular players, and a lot of these guys, you go down the list, you see some of the schools they played at, and a lot of people probably would recognize them, but this league is full of just talented players just looking to keep playing or maybe even move on at some point.
On 2nd and 10, Thomas and Bagante at the 6.
So I was on the field in pregame when both teams were out there, and the one thing I noticed, either I'm shrinking or these guys are getting really, really big.
And more athletic.
I'm probably shrinking a little bit, but still, these guys are really big. The receivers on both sides are impressive. They pass the eye test.
And I'm looking at Robert Sands here, a 6'4", 200-plus pound defensive back, frontside corner.
Yeah, that's unusual.
Isn't that a linebacker?
Yeah. Isn't that guy out of the box already, it looks like over there?
3rd and goal from the 5. Thomas, modified shotgun with some pressure to the end zone, incomplete. One-handed attempt by Bagante, and another flag at the goal line. Bagante was covered.
Looks kind of like Richard Sherman out there playing defense.
Yeah, the dreadlocks definitely help.
You know, but when you get down here, JJ, when you get down here inside the 10, especially inside the 5, it's really difficult to throw the ball. The field's condensed, rounded end zones. The defense can get very aggressive. They don't have to drop back into coverage, obviously. And that's what happened on the first drive.
There's a warning for the
just got bogged
receiver
down
using the
too
umpires
close
to
to the end
pick.
zone.
This is a warning.
That's why Columbus has an advantage with Quavon Hicks to use that type of fullback in goal line situations.
Well, I'll tell you, Massachusetts has done a good job stuffing him so far. But yeah, he's definitely someone who's going to take the attention of the Massachusetts Mac and Jack linebacker.
All right, Coach, I'm going to put you back on the headset from a coaching perspective. 4th and goal at the 5. Do you have a play call for this?
Absolutely. For me, I would go with my best receiver in high motion in the middle and go one-on-one with their best DB.
I think they're going to single him up and at least take that idea from you.
Here's Thomas, unloads it. Gilliard, end zone touchdown. Marty Gilliard's got it. Good call.
I like what they did there.
And the Pirates are on the board.
Yeah, by putting 2 receivers into the boundary there, you're going to get somebody singled up. And you give Marty Gilliard, who's been one of the most dynamic receivers in the league, a one-on-one opportunity there. Makes a great route, pretty good coverage, but a great route by him and a great throw by Darren Thomas.
That was a creative play call. Like I said, stationary, 2 guys into the boundary. They just played one-on-one. I'm throwing to this guy. You play defense against him, and Massachusetts won. That was pretty good.
Well, and you said it. You're going to put your best guy on their guy and just play one-on-one matchups.
Gilliard's been quiet thus far.
I probably would have put him in motion personally, but
yeah. I think that was the only thing we all were thinking. But Coach Payton definitely has come up with some creative play calls for the year, especially in the goal line.
That was a good play call by the singing offensive coordinator.
Ali Mortana with a deuce attempt, no good.
Both kickers getting close on the deuces.
They are. It's been a night.
But you're right, JJ. These guys really do a great job. Both teams of interacting with the kids and the young fans here. Really, the fans of all ages, but the kids, they light up like crazy. And you keep, getting the kids interested. Guess what? They bring their parents to the game.
What's the blueprint for you, Commissioner, in terms of growing this league?
I think we need to grow smart, grow slow. Not slow in the sense that crawling, but teams more regionally, like another team in the south, another team in the north at least, and that'll help keep travel costs down.
Jeremy Johnson, a short drop and a quick pitch And it's caught by Fortson again, moves it past midfield to the 21.
But I will tell you this, as far as expansion is concerned, the owners aren't going to just let anybody in. They would rather play with 6 teams that they know are going to be solid like we have now than to add 5 teams and not really know if the ownership groups are solid or going to last, because that doesn't help us. We don't want people to be set up for failure. We want everybody to succeed.
I think the blueprint is really in place for the NAL, and I think you guys are taking the right approach to making this thing grow.
It's a 9-yard gain, 2nd down and 1. Oh, a dicey pass, but it's caught by Washington. Wow. Almost an interception. It went over the fingertips of Nick Haig, and it's a 1st down at the 14.
The Jack linebacker, oh, they're close. Sean Luiso,
that was very fortunate.
Almost undercuts this, and I think it actually went through the hands there. That one.
I think it shocked him.
I think it did too. It got out so quickly, and I think that's one of those plays that you'll see in your sleep for days and weeks to come.
Oh, yeah.
I think it absolutely surprised him that it came that way.
So 1st down at the 13. Johnson, the screen to Hicks, moves it past the 5 towards the end zone, using the barrier to his advantage, but he's down at the 2-yard line. Quavon Hicks just coming in from the Detroit Lions camp. 8:47 remaining in the second, an explosive play.
Yeah. Coach,
First big play by Hicks.
Could you use him if you were still calling plays, his athleticism and his size?
I think I can find a way to use him.
There's a keeper by Johnson fighting for the end zone. There's another flag down.
And this is where it gets, JJ, this is where it gets really, really difficult to score. They're going to be eyeing Hicks on these plays.
Absolutely. Where the defensive line usually pinches to the middle like we saw there.
But their quarterback's not too bad at running the ball either.
No, he's fairly athletic.
Illegal formation, defense, 4-man line of scrimmage. After distance to goal, repeat, 1st down.
Another penalty against the Pirates, illegal formation. We got McBride, Valval, and J.D. Griggs as part of their defensive line, with Luiso and Haig, the linebackers. Wooten, Northington, Norrells in the secondary.
Well, you said it. Columbus has come to play. They haven't been intimidated at all about the atmosphere of being on the road, and they've really had some very successful drives thus far.
Another flag and a walk-in touchdown by Jeremy Johnson. Will it be nullified?
So Columbus has been on a downward spiral ever since Tristan Purifoy
Illegal defense, number
was injured
47.
a few weeks ago, and then compound that with the starting quarterback getting hurt.
Play, touchdown.
But they've had a couple of weeks to kind of prepare, and they're playing loose. They're playing playoff football.
Yeah.
Massachusetts just needs to, like I said, settle down, keep it going, stay in the game. They got a long way to go.
They do, and Massachusetts has to know they've only had the ball twice.
There's Rouso with the extra point attempt. No good.
Little points here and there. They're big.
Yeah.
That's a small win for the Lions, or the Pirates rather, after the 1-yard touchdown run by Jeremy Johnson. The penalty was against the Pirates' illegal defense. But Commissioner Siegfried, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Great to see you. Good luck.
Good to see you
the rest
too.
of the way. Hopefully see you in 2 weeks.
We'll see.
Thank you for everything you're doing for this league.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Rouso to tee it up from the goal line. And this one is wide left.
Not surprised that I would be interested to see the stats after every time a kicker misses an extra point, the amount of deuce tries that we see. I would tell you it's probably over the 90% range.
They're angry.
They're angry. It's like if a pitcher gets a home run hit, you can almost guarantee a fastball's coming after that.
They're kicking angry.
Yeah.
From what you've seen of the Pirates' offense thus far, what do they have to do to get this thing going?
I think what they did on the last drive, they seemed to just have Darren Thomas making the throws. And again, they've done a good job, and it looks like we're going to see it again, using that speed of Devin Brown to get the coverages they want.
There's a screen to Bones Bagante, shifting past the tackle and hammered at the 24 as he's planted by Corey Crawford, the defensive lineman from Clemson. They have an embarrassment of riches for receivers. Devin Brown, Marty Gilliard, Bones Bagante. Levon Pearson isn't even playing tonight. He's a scratch. They dressed Lamont Bryan as a good special teams player.
No, every week they've got to decide which guys with the limited number of roster spots they can suit up.
From the shotgun, Darren Thomas aims, fires, caught, flag inside the 15. Devin Brown with a catch. Isn't coming back.
I think they're going to be okay here. I think this is going to be defensive holding, and to still make the catch that Devin Brown did, that's fantastic. And we talked earlier about the trust Darren
Holding,
Thomas.
number 7, defense. That penalty declined. Play result, first down.
Penalty on Chris Pickett.
Yeah, Darren Thomas, we talked about, he's going to have that anticipation and that trust. Gets a nice clean pocket. Clutches, double clutches a little bit, but puts the ball out there for Devin Brown. And when your receiver's not looking and it's in the middle of the field, that's a level of trust that you usually, takes a while to develop. So to see Darren Thomas comfortable enough to throw that ball to him and Devin Brown go make the play, that's got to make all the Pirates fans and faithful feel better.
Now they ship Lamont Bryan out wide to the near side with a man in motion. Marty Gilliard, clean pocket again, and a drop in the end zone. Marty Gilliard couldn't scoop the low throw by Thomas.
And this is the concern I have just a little bit with the shotgun, and it just looked like the timing here was just a little bit off. Thomas gets it, doesn't take a drop. I'm not sure he had the ball as clean as he'd like in his hand, which can happen from the shotgun, but he does a good job of keeping the ball low, and Gilliard almost makes a nice sliding catch there, which would have been big for the Pirates, but they still have 3 more downs here, fortunately.
That's 2nd and 10 from the 12 of the Lions, who lead 16-7. Thomas unloads for the end zone and batted away. Good coverage by Pickett, who had an eye on the intended receiver, Devin Brown, the whole time.
That was a veteran move by Chris Pickett. He never really got his head around. He just saw Bones Bagante looking back, knowing the ball was probably there, and at the last minute gets his hand up. Nice job. Watching the secondary for Columbus, they're awfully physical, and they're probably going to play until they get a holding penalty at some point, but they are not letting the Pirates receivers run free.
It'll be Gilliard in motion. Thomas with some pressure to the end zone, intercepted. Intercepted by Columbus. Moving it past the 5 to the 7-yard line. It was picked off by Shadow Fenting, a defensive back from Georgia, as he limps off. And an ill-advised throw by Darren Thomas as Fenting was playing center field. A shadow corner, and he did a nice job.
Yeah, and you couldn't ask for a DB to play it any better. He undercuts this route. You know, Marty Gilliard has done so much, and we've seen that throughout the year. Well scouted. We've seen him in the back of the end zone make some catches. And if you're going to throw that ball, you've got to put either a lot of zip on it or throw it real early. And the timing just a little bit off, but Fenting does a nice job, does exactly what you're supposed to, and undercut that route.
Game of possessions in arena football. As Johnson, looks like he had trouble with the snap.
Yeah, Massachusetts almost gained one of those possessions back that looked like he bobbled that one.
That's why it's so important to manage the clock too, and he'll take us through that with a 1-minute warning upcoming. Coaches earn their money in that 1-minute warning period.
Yeah, they really do. That's when it gets interesting. How do you use your timeouts? What have you done on challenges? And then we'll get to it, but do you score early? Do you let them score? Those are the coaching points that really separate young and veteran coaches.
So a 2-yard loss, the ball at the 3 of the Lions. Johnson from the end zone has London Crawford past the 15 to the 19. 16 yards and a first down. Crawford, the former Pirate receiver, has been a load in the first half. He caught their first touchdown as Northington made the stop.
This is a product of a couple things. Good protection by the offensive line for Columbus, but I think Massachusetts read it right on the defensive line. They thought it was going to be a quick 3-step drop, and they were going to hopefully get their hands up, knock the ball down like we saw last week. But Johnson was patient enough to wait for Crawford to clear.
And a screen Pass midfield, caught by Jamar Forston.
And Columbus is happy to do that up and down the field with Fortson. He is so big and so strong. Anytime you can just have the quarterback raise up, throw a quick screen to him. That time they got about 8 yards on it, but every time you can get 5-6 yards, you'll do that all day long and hang on to the ball.
Yeah, they're gaining 6-7 yards a pop, JJ, throughout the first half. With 3:23 remaining, and the Lions' lead has grown to 9 points. Darryl Washington, the man in motion, to give to Quavon Hicks. Trying to crack the near side left, and he's hit at the 23 by Bill Valval. Also got some help from J.D. Griggs. And another flag. What a surprise.
Yeah. This one, I believe, is going on Columbus based on Jarmon Fortson's reaction.
There they go, formation on the offense. Tight end was covered up. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
You know, one of the things I'm seeing, and I believe it's in Washington, who's been in high motion, every time they've run the ball or threw the little flat pass to Quavon Hicks, this is a subtle key for the defense, but when he runs that motion, he almost just jogs to the line. Every single time he's done that, it's been a handoff or some sort of screen to Hicks. If the defense recognizes that, that's going to neutralize Hicks throughout the game.
Let's see if they can make that adjustment. Washington in motion, Johnson the deep drop, and the flip on the far side to Fortson. He gets hit at the wall at the 24 by Cheatham Norrells. And a prepared Columbus Lions thanks to the game planning of their coach, Jason Gibson.
Yeah, I think he also was probably wise enough to know that this could be a hostile environment, a tough situation as far as a playoff game, and you don't want to put your quarterback in too difficult a situation, so you just have him make easy throws and you utilize the running game to keep him comfortable.
Fortson in motion, Johnson looking that way towards the sideline and incomplete as it sails into the Pirates bench area where Sean Brackett, the injured quarterback,
he was the intended receiver, and you know, Sean actually just threw the ball back into play left-handed, and that was a nice spiral.
See, I'm not amphibious, as someone once said.
Well, I'm glad you're not a good swimmer, but are you ambidextrous? Sean is. That was a nice throw back in.
With 90 seconds remaining in the first half. Johnson, wide open, down the far sideline to the 5-yard line. What a call by the rumbling, stumbling Dion Small. 6'3", 300-pound offensive lineman, eligible receiver, and he makes the catch on 4th and 3.
Certainly an oxymoron for a name and Small at that size, but a really good play call by Coach Gibson. He used the aggressiveness of what the Pirates are going to be. He saw the crowd getting into it. He saw the excitement, all the defensive players trying to get in there. And to use a screen in that situation, but not use who you would think, Quavon Hicks, the athletic fullback, and to get the ball to Small, you really got to give credit. That's a great play call.
Quavon Hicks is the fullback next to Jeremy Johnson, the 6'3" quarterback from Auburn. London Crawford in motion, play fake and a keeper, and a score by Jeremy Johnson. Sleight of hand, and he rumbles in for a 6-yard touchdown. Another terrific call by Jason Gibson and the Columbus Lions as Johnson celebrates.
Well, good play call again. 2 back-to-back by Coach Gibson. That time he used the idea of Quavon Hicks, who has been so effective down there. Used him just as a decoy, and a great job, very athletic Johnson getting around the edge there.
22-7 Columbus. Extra point attempt by Rasa. No good. Big miss, two misses by Rasa. Remember those as we move along, but
good fake. He gets all the defense flowing to the boundary, the short side of the field, and when you've got that much speed and you're out leveraged on the defense like that, as long as you get a block in the front side, which he did by the receiver, you're going to easily walk in.
Rasa aiming for a deuce after the missed extra point. Good attempt, wide right. The first down for the Pirates.
Kind of wish we had someone to relay that stat to us as far as how many times those kickers do it, but I think you knew that Rasa was going to go for the deuce on that one.
You'll get your research department on that.
I certainly will.
And it is a vast research department in the home office of Denver, Colorado for J.J. Raderick.
They work tireless hours. They get me those, but they don't help me with the references on movies and shows.
You got to keep up.
I know. I guess that falls on me.
Devin Brown will be the man in motion for the Pirates on the shotgun snap to Thomas. And incomplete. He's short hopped the receiver. Bones Bagante at the 20. Is there ever a time you question yourself playing arena football in an insurmountable deficit that you felt like it was just tough to overcome?
I've just seen so many games and so many situations that no, anything can happen.
Thomas, deep drop for the end zone, and it's tipped away by Pickett. Brown was waiting for it, but Pickett playing deep safety. And a flag at the 15.
Holding, number 72 offense. Half the distance to goal, repeat, second down.
Now, that one, he did a good job there, did Darren Thomas. Gave his high motion man and man coverage an opportunity in Devin Brown. Pretty good ball. This is good coverage by Pickett. I think it hit the face mask or the helmet of Devin Brown. That's a tough catch to make and to ask a receiver to make when you've got coverage like that. And Pickett now has done a nice job a couple times of getting his hand up late on those throws, either knocking the ball down or impeding the vision of the receiver to make it that much tougher.
So second down. Second and 20 from the 10. 42 seconds remaining in the half. Thomas in trouble, and he's engulfed. First sack of the night. Got to get rid of it. Corey Crawford brought him down. And Thomas goes down. Thomas limping towards the sideline. That's problematic with Sean Brackett injured.
As we take a look and see a lot of bodies, a lot of commotion in there. It's tough to tell. We saw him limping, so somewhere a knee or an ankle must have gotten twisted under that pile.
Anthony Payton tries to sort it out along with Amir Ismail.
You hopefully have this contingency plan in place. You usually do it on, if you're a Saturday game, you do it a little bit on Wednesday and a little bit on Thursday at the end of practice. And it's, unfortunately, guys, maybe they've practiced all week. They're not paying as much attention to it because they're thinking, this will never happen. But it's arena football, and we talked about anything can happen. And now I'm seeing Bones Bagante warm up.
And now you're seeing a defense for Columbus that is going to bring the house.
They're going to bring the house. Now, the only thing is,
so as Thomas goes to the locker room.
Yeah, the only thing that plays in Massachusetts' favor is the fact that they don't have film. Well, I guess neither do the Pirates probably have much film on the situation they're in, but if they've worked on this, if they've got a few plays, a few wrinkles in there, they may be able to catch Columbus a little bit off guard, and that's the hope that we're gonna ride on here.
Hey, Jawad Yateem, the Pirates president, is a former quarterback in the Arena League.
We've got the commissioner here. I wonder if he can activate himself.
Jawad has a few throws in him.
Oh, absolutely. He still throws before the game.
So Bones Bagante from the shotgun is your emergency quarterback, usually a receiver. Back deep in the end zone, trying to scamper out of the pocket. He does, but he gets dragged down at the 9 by Robert Caldwell. After it was 3rd and 27, Bagante picks up 6 yards.
I will say this, Bones didn't look terribly uncomfortable back there. And people may say, well, he did run. Well, he gave it time. Columbus defense was so far back, there really wasn't anything short. So he just had to, and I think we're going to see the equivalent of a punt here from Ali Mortada.
Ali Mortada, the long-range field goal attempt. 58 yards or thereabouts. And this one is no good. Wide left. 15 points is nothing in a arena football. That can be gone in an instant.
2 plays.
Yep.
That's all you need is 2 plays in that situation.
But it's unfortunate that you're down to your emergency quarterback. So Johnson with the ball at the 5 after the missed field goal by Mortada. Johnson, it's hog-tied and dropped by Nick Haig at the 3 for a loss. And another flag. More laundry on the field than J.J. Roderick had on the dorm room floor at the University of Wyoming.
What are you talking about?
Illegal
I'm still at my house
formation
right now.
on the offense. The tight end was not covered up. That penalty's declined, resulting in second down.
Penalty against the Lions.
Hey, you play football long enough, they do all your laundry for you, and if you're a veteran, they give you a laundry loop where you put all your practice and game gear on, they wash it for you. But the veterans are the ones that take all their laundry throughout the week and get it on the loop.
Very stealthy on their part. 3 seconds remaining. Final play of the first half, and Johnson dives forward for a yard for his hit. And that will do it at the end of the first half. Pirates have some work to do. The top seed in the NAL playoffs. Can they advance and host the championship game on August 26th? We'll find out in the second half as the Pirates trail the Columbus Lions 22-7. You're watching the Mass Pirates on NESN and listening on 98.9 Nash Icon.
Massachusetts Pirates football is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
You've dreamed and planned. Now you're ready to buy that home, to earn that degree, to take that trip, to build your business, to enjoy your golden years. And Cornerstone Bank will help you get there. We've built a strong foundation for your success. Let's build your future together. Cornerstone Bank, built on trust.
Thirsty is a state of mind, a passion. Thirsty is taking the lead, a will to challenge the world. But first, challenge yourself. Defy your will. Defy your thirst. V1.
Are you plagued with pain? Feel uncomfortable doing normal everyday things? At Inbalance Chiropractic and Wellness, we strive to keep you in optimal health. Through the use of chiropractic care, massage therapy, and lifestyle therapy, our focus is on improving individual lives to become more active and vibrant. Your health is our #1 concern. We practice to help you reach your goals. Our specialty is keeping your body in balance.
And welcome back to halftime at the DCU Center in Worcester with J.J. Roderick. I'm John Meade-Perrell. An uneven first half, to say the least, for the top seed Mass Pirates as they try to advance to the championship game, and it has been an unfortunate set of circumstances.
Yeah, this is really tough for them. They were already a little bit hampered having Darren Thomas in there, but now with the question of him, and Columbus has done a nice job. They started out, London Crawford, the ex-Pirate, makes a one-handed catch, really gets their offense moving right there. And the Pirates did answer as Darren Thomas was able to find Marty Gilliard on a nice play. And you're thinking at that point that the offense has got their rhythm. They were stopped on the first drive, but now they're going to move forward. And Columbus has used Jeremy Johnson and his athleticism down in the goal line and in the red zone now to get a 2-touchdown lead. And so the Pirates really facing an uphill battle. They already were before, but with the question of the injury, now you're really wondering where they are. And what I'm concerned about is, or maybe anticipating to see, is the psyche of the team, how they respond.
Yeah, it's tough using your emergency quarterback. Bones Bagante will get the snaps in the second half, expected for the Mass Pirates. We'll come back to bring it to you on NESN right after this.
Are you plagued with pain? Feel uncomfortable doing normal everyday things? At Inbalance Chiropractic and Wellness, we strive to keep you in optimal health. Through the use of chiropractic care, massage therapy, and lifestyle therapy, our focus is on improving individual lives to become more active and vibrant. Your health is our #1 concern. We practice to help you reach your goals. Our specialty is keeping your body in balance.
Thirsty is a state of mind, a passion. Thirsty is taking the lead, a will to challenge the world. But first, challenge yourself. Defy your will. Defy your thirst. V1.
So the start of the second half upon us at the DCU Center as the Lions, the 4th seed in the NAL playoff picture, lead the first-seeded Mass Pirates 22-7. JJ, a stunning turn of events. We both expected a much better performance for the Pirates, and now they are up against it with an inexperienced quarterback.
Let's see if the Pirates can come up with something at halftime. Having that whole half to kind of digest what happened there with Darren Thomas going down and put a plan together for what it looks like to be Bones Bagante. This will be interesting.
And Rousa will tee it up after the Pirates won the toss. They deferred, so they start on offense to begin the second half. The only touchdown, as you saw moments ago from Massachusetts, was Marty Gilliard, a 5-yard touchdown pass from Darren Thomas on 4th and 5 in the second quarter as Rousa aiming for a deuce, and this one is no good. Again, the deuce means if you kick the ball from the goal line and it splits the uprights, you get 2 points.
And I would tell you, with the quarterback question right now, we're going to see every time Columbus does kick off, they're going to go for that deuce every time, knowing that their defense probably is an advantage for the rest of the second half.
Bell, Lewis, and Claiborne, the Pirates' offensive line. Claiborne is the center. Now Darren Thomas is out in the huddle.
Well, that answers a lot of the questions, and that's a very, very positive sign for all of the Pirates fans.
Good for Thomas for rallying. See if he can play with a heavily bandaged ankle. Short drop, aims it, and incomplete. Batted away, intended for Devin Brown. Deep coverage by Kyle Griswood. Griswood out of Duke, 5'10", 180, also plays receiver at times, but that was stride for stride.
Yeah, that was not a bad throw by Darren Thomas, especially when he's doing it with it looks like about one leg. But Devin Brown, the speedster, they just tried to use that speed of his to get behind, and nice play by Griswood to get his hand in there right at the last second.
And there's movement up front and multiple flags. Offsides on the Lions.
Is it still considered
Offside,
unabated if
number
you fall
95,
down?
defense,
The nose guard
5-yard
falls?
penalty. Repeat, second down.
And you're watching Darren Thomas run to Coach Payton to get the plays in between. He is struggling.
It's reminiscent of Byron Leftwich. Remember that game?
Yes,
for Marshall?
yeah. Well, at least if they do have to carry him, they don't have to carry him all the way down. It's a lot shorter field.
And Byron Leftwich won the game.
Yeah, that would be. We would love to see that.
Second and 5 after the penalty. Man in high motion will be Bryant. Thomas aiming for the end zone. Gilliard can't bring it down as he hits the wall.
Well, they've tried to go deep. I think maybe thinking that Columbus thought, well, they're going to get the ball in and out. They're only going to do quick hitters, slants, hitches, and Darren's tried to throw a couple of deep routes. Really has had pretty decent throws. There's just been good coverage. And this one, a stationary go from Marty Gilliard. You're trying to use the high motion guy as a decoy to get the front side corner to suck in. Pretty good ball, and he just runs out of room right there at the end. If it's just a little bit sooner, he's got one more yard of field before the wall. I think he hauls that in.
And a quick hit to Bryant, who gets hit by Pickett past midfield. Now we'll bring up 4th down.
And a big 4th down. It's early. It's the second half. It's only 2 scores, but coming out here, you need something positive out of this drive for Massachusetts. And you've got a lot of options here. You've got Deshaun Johnson, the big fullback, but the one option you don't have is really the athleticism of Darren Thomas.
And it's going to have to be neutralized, playing on that gimpy ankle. There's Johnson on 4th and 1. I think he got enough, charging forward to the 20 before he was brought down. Forward lean by Deshaun Johnson. It is a 1st down. And Corey Crawford and company met him, along with Darius Rosser helping out.
I was concerned there that Columbus, and I think they did know that it was going to be a short yardage run because Darren Thomas went under center as opposed to the shotgun. But still, they only needed the 1 yard, and good job by the offensive line getting the push and getting it.
So the Pirates trailing the Lions 22-7 with 1st down from the Lions 20. And Brown gets spun down. Did he bring it down? At the barrier, Devin Brown dealing with Kyle Griswood.
I think the flag came in. It's going to be some sort of a horse collar tackle.
Personal foul, face mask, grabbing inside the helmet.
Face mask.
Number 9, defense. 10-yard penalty,
It's on
automatic.
Griswood.
First down, it'll be half the distance.
Penalty-filled game continues.
Did we decide on the under or the over? Or are we splitting halves?
Oh, you're taking the over.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not going to let it ride either.
No.
You used to
There's
play,
not much on there to let it ride anyway. So.
used to play quarterback in Vegas.
Yeah.
You know the lingo. Might have to bring up a swingers reference for you. Multiple flags. Thomas to the end zone and caught. Bones Bagante, touchdown Pirates. But is it coming back? How many officials does it take to determine a penalty?
Yeah, well, there's 2 flags out there. And I sure, you'd like to see this one stand for many reasons. One, you don't want to leave Darren Thomas out there, but a great throw and catch.
There's no foul on the play.
What a big lift for the Pirates. Bagante, who we thought would be the quarterback in the second half, instead is the receiver after the throw by Darren Thomas for a touchdown.
And a great throw it was. Great throw, great catch, and the Pirates needed that in a big way.
Ali Mortada kicking from left to right on the hold of Tuliao. And it's good. It's an 8-point game with 10:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
It's just what we said. They got the score they needed. They're within 1 possession, so they are right back in this game. And certainly they'd like to see Thomas not limping as much. But the one nice thing is they've had this work with the shotgun, and now he doesn't really have to take a drop. If he can sit there, make the reads, and make some of the throws, as long as they hold up the protection, he may not have to worry about too much on that ankle besides running back and forth to get the plays.
And we also should give a tip of the hat to the training staff of the Pirates for getting Darren Thomas ready at halftime.
Absolutely. I'm sure that I'm sure they spent a lot of time while he was talking to the coaches about what they were going to do on the training table, getting that fit exactly right. And there's only so much you can do, but they've got him at a point where he's at least mobile enough to get out there and do what he has to do.
Aims it high for the upright. And he's got it. A deuce for Ali Mortada. And it's 22-16.
That was big on so many levels. The 2 points not only cuts it to 6 points there, a touchdown, but what that's going to do, the lift that's going to give this team coming off that touchdown, that's exactly how they wanted to start this second half.
Right down Broadway. That was perfect. Splits the uprights.
Nice. We said it, sometimes in a situation like this when someone goes down, everyone elevates their game, elevates their play just a little bit. We might be seeing the beginning of that here.
Good job by our camera crew, too. That was a terrific shot.
Yeah. It's good for the fans to see just how close those pipes are.
Johnson for Columbus with a screen to Fortson, who gets blasted on the far side board at the 10 after 5 yards.
Columbus really not changing their formula from the first half. At some point, I think you're going to see Coach Gibson dial up maybe some sort of double move, try and get the defensive backs to drive up on these hitches and quick screens and go over the top. But for right now, I think he's content with trying to hang on to the ball as much as he can.
2nd and 4 from the 11 of Columbus. Screen is caught by London Crawford, the former Pirates receiver. He carries for a first down to the 23.
Yeah, they went back to this where they put Fortson in high motion from the outside position, and they got the Pirates into that 2-corner lick where the corner sits in the flat and then the safeties drop back, and there is a soft spot, and it's right there over the slot receiver. And if you throw it to him quickly there and beat before the linebacker can undercut that throw, you can get some positive yards. It's a couple of times now that Columbus has dialed that up.
Norrells was a little bit late in coverage for the Pirates. Johnson the deep drop, and Crawford makes the reception again. He gets dropped at the 19. So they're past midfield. Keontae Northington with a tackle. London Crawford has been a bear.
Yeah, he really has. You knew he was going to be excited. We saw him before the game. He was all smiles. He was saying hello to everyone, which was good. But underneath that, not that it's a complete facade, but underneath that guy really wants to come out and have one of the better games of the season, not just because it's playoff time, but obviously the circumstances starting the season here in a Pirate uniform.
2nd and 2, the give to Quavon Hicks, spinning for a first down and more to the 9. 10-yard gain for Quavon Hicks, who was a fullback at Georgia. Had a cup of coffee with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I sat next to him at lunch at the Leroy Selman's restaurant near the Tampa Bay airport.
Did you know who it was?
And I texted a friend of mine who's a big Georgia fan. He had Georgia shorts on. I said, tell me who the guy is from the Bucs from Georgia. That could be any number of players. Yeah. But he came up with Quavon Hicks.
Wow.
That was Quavon Hicks.
Yeah. Well, he's shown why he's deserved to be the guy.
Nice kid. Johnson in the end zone, incomplete. I recommend the Leroy Selman's in Tampa at the airport. That was for the Tampa Bay Storm game I broadcast
Okay, back
last
to
year.
the one of the old historical franchises in the Arena Football League. Hopefully we see them come back. Good play call there on that last one by Coach Gibson, but a great job by the defense. Kind of that old school play action. And Jeremy Johnson tried to kind of get a back shoulder throw to London Crawford, kind of a dangerous throw. You got to be careful. Well, the next thing I'm going to ask you is what's on the menu to order there, right?
It's very,
you can't
very
miss.
tasty and appetizing.
You can't miss it at all.
Johnson out of the pocket with pressure from Burnett. And incomplete. And a flag. Is it roughing? Roughing the passer?
Either roughing or Coach Gibson is signaling face mask.
It was actually Griggs who brought the heat.
I'll say this, that's 2 plays back-to-back now. Johnson's.
Personal foul, face mask, number 99 defense. Half the distance to goal, automatic first down.
Personal foul against J.D. Griggs.
I was saying Jeremy Johnson has thrown the ball over the middle of the field, even a little bit late. Now 2 plays in a row. probably not suggested, but they're trying to do things a little bit outside their comfort zone or outside of what they did in the first half. If they can do that, Massachusetts can get more pressure like that. How opportunistic this defense is, I think they're going to come up with one, which they desperately need, and now a big goal line stand needed.
First down and goal from the 5. With Griswood in motion, a toss sweep to Quavon Hicks. And he gets hammered at the board. Good pursuit around the edge by the Pirates defense. Nick Haig was there along with Kalen Burnett.
You should not be allowed to be this fast to reading this big. Quavon Hicks laterally moves and gets out there, and great job by Griggs getting the initial slowdown, and good rally by the rest of the Pirates defense to make sure Hicks shouldn't cut that back up for a touchdown.
.5:39 remaining in the third quarter. Play fake and a score by Johnson. Quarterback sneak, Jeremy Johnson off the read zone read, whatever you want to call it. Johnson into the end zone. It was effective, and it's a 12-point Lions lead.
Same thing. You've got a guy as dynamic as Quavon Hicks. You're worried about what he can do. As soon as you fake it to him, that defensive line is going to pinch, try and seal the middle. Leaves it wide open there. And as long as you get a block from the receiver, it's an easy walk-in.
Good answer by the Lions. Rossa with the extra point. And it's 29-16. So the momentum had shifted to the Pirates, but now it's grabbed back by Columbus with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. And great fake by Johnson on the dive to Hicks, and he just kept it himself and rolled in the end zone. The attempt of the deuce by Rossa, and it's good. So he counters with a deuce after Mortada had one moments ago. And another big list for Columbus as they lead 31-16.
And he makes, I don't know if I want to use the word makes up, but he does for the two extra points. Yeah, he did. So he got those back.
And the gimpy Darren Thomas back in the huddle for the Pirates. Quarterback from the University of Oregon. Played in the Rose Bowl for the Ducks under Chip Kelly, who's now at UCLA. 3 weeks from today, college football kicks off.
Cannot
officially,
wait.
There's a couple games before that, but the official open. As Devin Brown makes the catch at the 9. Good for you. You'll be doing some University of Wyoming, your alma mater. You'll be doing some broadcasting for them.
Yeah, very excited to get back, and that program has really turned around the right direction. You know, this year we had a first-round draft pick in Josh Allen going to, I know he's going to AFC East rival in the area here, going to the Bills, but very exciting to see where that program is headed.
Thomas again from the shotgun, a short drop. He finds Marty Gilliard past the 15 to the 18, where he was stopped by Griswood. And a first down for the Pirates with 3:50 left in the third as they trail Columbus 31-16.
And I'd like to see the Pirates do a little bit more of that. Marty is so good with the ball in his hands. Let's see if we can get it to him on the outside there, on those hitches, on those slants. Get it to him quickly. Let him help Darren a little bit.
He's been quiet. Brown is the man in high motion. Some heat for Thomas, aiming for the end zone for Devin Brown, incomplete. Stride for stride coverage by Pickett.
One of the toughest positions to play is that middle safety when you've got to handle that high motion, especially in man-to-man coverage. Pickett tonight, been very impressed. He's done a nice job of trailing some of those deeper routes, getting his hand in there at the right time.
Second down and 10. Brown past midfield and brought down at the 21. Quick pass by Darren Thomas, and a first down as Caldwell made the stop. But those types of design routes are imperative for the Pirates to utilize.
Especially when you've got Devin Brown. We always say it week in and week out. You see he goes in high motion, and when he does, those DBs are always backing up, or you get a zone coverage, you can get those underneath throws.
They stack the receivers to the near side. With Brown in motion, it's Gilliard and Bagante who makes the catch, spinning off the board, but into trouble. Problematic spin out of trouble by Bones Bagante, and the beneficiary was Shadow Fenting and Robert Caldwell of the Lions.
You don't, when you're seeing that kind of effort out of a guy, you don't want to get angry at him or be upset, but you're just thinking, take what you have. It was a hitch against the wall. They were all coming. The chances of you peeling back around and really breaking that are pretty slim.
Better off diving forward.
Yeah,
right?
let's take the positive momentum when we get it.
2nd and 11. Flag, Thomas to the end zone for Bagante, incomplete. Griswood had coverage on Bones Bagante. Michael Davis, the referee.
Number 93, defense. 5-yard penalty.
So it's 2nd and 11 and offsides against Darius Rosser, defensive lineman from Arkansas State. And Jason Gibson must be thinking, guys, we had set it would be 3rd and 11.
Yeah, those are frustrating, especially when those penalties are so inconsequential to the outcome of the play. Really nothing came of it there. You had good coverage again. You forced an errant throw. And so now you're sitting there, and now you're giving them not only another down, you're giving them a little bit of yardage, because Massachusetts needs all the help they can get really in the second half. Columbus certainly doesn't want to give them any more, but they will take it.
1:20 remaining in the third. Bagante circles in motion. Thomas to Gilliard, past the 10 and tackled at the 9 by Pickett. Good throw for a first down. Terrence Thomas has had a good third quarter playing on the injured right ankle.
Yeah. Good job, good play call by Coach Anthony Payton. Sends Bones Bagante in from the short side of the field where he had the receivers stacked. Kind of makes there's going to be a soft spot. You're going to get some sort of odd zone coverage there. Good job by Thomas finding it. A little miscommunication on the lineup here.
Thomas, end zone, Bagante! Did he bring it down? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Pirates. Boy, Darren Thomas picking them apart from the shotgun.
He really has done a nice job. That's the same route that Bagante scored on earlier in the quarter. A lot of teams call this either sail in or a pull route, and really good, strong hands by Bagante to bring that in. There's a lot of traffic.
And this one is good. So at the end of 3 quarters, the Pirates, some newfound momentum. They trail the Lions 31-23. The winner advances to the NAL championship game. End of 3, Lions lead the Pirates by 8. You're watching the Mass Pirates on NESN and listening on 98.9 Nash Icon.
You've dreamed and planned. Now you're ready to buy that home, to earn that degree, to take that trip, to build your business, to enjoy your golden years. And Cornerstone Bank will help you get there. We've built a strong foundation for your success. Let's build your future together. Cornerstone Bank, built on trust.
Are you plagued with pain? Feel uncomfortable doing normal everyday things? At Inbalance Chiropractic and Wellness, we strive to keep you in optimal health. Through the use of chiropractic care, massage therapy, and lifestyle therapy, our focus is on improving individual lives to become more active and vibrant. Your health is our #1 concern. We practice to help you reach your goals. Our specialty is keeping your body in balance.
Welcome back to the start of the 4th quarter at the DCU Center in Worcester with J.J. Raderick. I'm John Meade Perrell, our outstanding crew. Producer Russ Ken, good to have you with us on NESN. And listening on 98.9 Nash Icon. What are your keys to the fourth quarter as the Pirates try to overcome a 15-point deficit?
Stop, score. That's really about it. You need the defense here to force Jeremy Johnson into some sort of mistake, get a stop, and get yourself a score.
Watada had a deuce in the third quarter, but this one is in the end zone and over the end zone for a touchback.
It is pretty simple for Massachusetts right now. They need to get a stop. Columbus has controlled the ball on offense so often, but we saw in the last drive, when they got Jeremy Johnson out of the pocket or tried to do some things outside their comfort zone, he threw a couple of passes that were questionable. And if they can force one or two of those and be opportunistic and grab one, it looks like the offense has figured something out to keep Darren Thomas upright and get rid of the ball.
So Jeremy Johnson, the quarterback from Auburn, under center, and he finds Fortson on the near side past midfield and ridden out at the board at the 17 by Cheatham Norrells. Good start for the fourth quarter offense of the Columbus Lions, who led at halftime 22-7.
I'll be kind of curious to see here, and we're running out of time, but they've thrown that I don't know how many times to Fortson. Is Massachusetts gonna come up with the front side corner and try and take that away? Or are they gonna try and do something to negate that? Because letting him get 10, 12 yards a pop like that, they really can't afford to have.
Fortson, the best receiver in the league, 104 catches, 31 touchdowns, flags to the end zone. It's up for grabs. Tuliao got a hand on it. And maybe a free play for the Lions. As the officials' busy night continues.
Illegal formation, defense, number 99, moving to the snap. 5-yard penalty,
So
repeat,
fourth
first down.
illegal formation call against the Pirates.
Are you keeping stats somewhere? I don't know. How did you know it was the fourth one?
It's all upstairs, man. That's that Ithaca degree.
Yeah.
Fortson lined out wide to the left. Deep drop by Johnson. Sitting down in coverage. Good catch by London Crawford at the 6-yard line. First down and goal for the Lions.
You can kind of see the formula there. Coach Ishmael on the defense there. Every time they go in coverage, they're not going to let them score from out there. They're going to make them score from there. They'll give up some of the short windows and the short holes in the defense. As we know, it gets a little bit tougher in here. Be interesting to see if they've dialed anything up to kind of stop Jeremy Johnson.
Inside give to Hicks. Valval had him stopped, and here's a hefty tackle for a loss as the helmet's off. J.D. Griggs pushing Quavon Hicks back, and Burnett and Northington cleaning up the mess.
Hicks trying to make something out of nothing, which normally you'd say, that's fine. We would have been better off trying to go down. Actually, it looks like Bill Vaval, great job, because he's got Hicks worried about hanging on to the football, and in doing so, had him running the wrong way. And now, second and goal from the 16. You got to be feeling pretty good as a Pirates defense here about your chances to stop them.
J.D. Griggs, 99 in blue, is a disruptive presence. We'll get to him in a minute. Johnson out of the pocket, throws it. It's caught at the 5 by Griswood. So that's an 11-yard gain. Good job by Johnson to scamper out of trouble and showed the alacrity to get the ball out.
Yeah, that is the arena throw. That's the tough one, where you have to throw it over a jumping linebacker. You've got to have that touch, but you can't let that backside DB kind of stick his foot in the ground and drive on it and intercept it. So good job moving around, and nice touch pass by Johnson. Put him in third and goal from a more manageable spot.
Third and goal, Columbus. Johnson looking, end zone, incomplete, and a flag. It's going to be a hold against Cheatham Norrells on Jarmon Fortson, the intended receiver. And Amir Ismail, the coach for the Pirates, drops to his knees, contesting the call.
Pass interference, number 23 defense. Half the distance to go, automatic first down.
Sometimes you get when you have that size advantage, this is really all you can do. And Cheatham Norrell's, we've seen that contact throughout the game, but it's been close. There was some other times that maybe it could have been called, and he's doing absolutely everything he can against a much bigger receiver. And now they sit him up in a pretty good spot. Another miscue on the handoff.
Here comes Johnson into the end zone around the edge. Johnson looked like he was going to get stopped, and then had the foresight to just go around the edge and scamper in for 6.
I'm not sure they snapped that at the same time, but there was miscommunication.
Johnson has his 3rd touchdown rushing.
Yeah, he's done a very nice job. He's run all of them to the left. I don't know if that means anything, but he's done a good job of using that athleticism.
Maybe he's a Democrat? You set me up for that one.
I did. I set myself up for that one, but when I throw the alley-oop, I like you to take it there. Take a look. Yeah, he does take the snap, and, well, and he almost, I think he was thinking quarterback sneak. I think he wasn't really sure what he was going to do, but when you've got that kind of athleticism, you can get out like that.
Columbus lost its final 4 games of the regular season. A deuce attempt by Rasta, and it's good. He nailed the deuce, his 2nd of the half, and it's a 17-point lead for Columbus.
It's so interesting now with this rule. We talk about, we say, well, what do you have to do? You got to score here. Well, now you got to score quicker. I mean, if they keep getting these 2 points like that, you start extending the possessions, because to ask your kicker to come back and reciprocate with a deuce of his own is not an easy task. So they're going to have to do it on the offensive side by scoring touchdowns. And we saw on the last drive, they had the ball inside the 1 after all the penalties, and they still opted to go for the extra point, which they did convert. But at some point, we may have to see the 2-point plays come into effect.
Rossa missed a couple extra points, but he's made up for it with 2 deuces. Thomas sends Bagante in motion. He grabs the catch past the 10, spun down at the 12 by Robert Caldwell. With under 10 minutes remaining in regulation.
And see, Columbus, when they back them up to the 5 there, they're content, they're okay if the Pirates take 4, 5, maybe even 6 minutes to go down. So I think Massachusetts can take advantage of those short throws, but at some point they are going to have to score and score quickly.
Thomas, nice move by Bagante past midfield and stumbles past the 20. Bones Bagante light on his feet for a 1st down and more.
Bagante's been big in this 2nd half. A couple of touchdown catches, and now this really helps Darren Thomas. Just get the ball in and out. Don't let him take a drop, put any pressure, and to make a nice move and a nice run. And he almost, boy, he was close there.
He was a skosh away.
He was. I know that word.
That's a word your grandmother probably used.
Yeah.
Thomas to Devin Brown at the wall.
I hate to say this, I think my mom still uses that word.
She might.
Yeah.
She might.
Oh, who am I kidding? I use it every day.
Oh, yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
It's big in low dough.
Yeah. It is painful to watch Darren Thomas go back to this is a time I almost wish we could give him our extra headset here. He and Coach Payton, so he didn't have to go on that ankle. He's hopping into that huddle every time. Pretty courageous effort on his part.
Certainly has been. Did not expect to see him. Thomas, incomplete. Short hop that one for the intended receiver, Marty Gilliard.
Normally Thomas in his progressions probably would have gotten back to that throw, but really not able to rotate on that foot. He's not able to get there and kind of has to make that throw. And let's see if he sticks around, because he did get up very slow.
Yeah, it looks like
he's going to stick it out.
The injury is just plaguing him though. Screen, Devin Thomas past the 10 and hit at the 5. 12-yard gain on 3rd and 8. And the Pirates charge forward, trailing 40-23 with 7:35 remaining in the fourth quarter.
You can attribute that to the good high motion, running with speed there. Kind of got the defensive backs for Columbus on their heels, open it up down low, and when you've got the speed of Devin Brown, just get it to him quickly, let him do all the work for you.
Now they're stacking the wideouts to the near side left. Toss to Thomas, and he's hit at the board by Pickett. No gain. Loss of 1.
They've gone to the well a couple of times in that play. Must have been something that they saw on film where they thought they could take advantage of it, and each time Chris Pickett has shot through and made sure that play didn't go any further. You've got to pick up what they call the point man, who is the pressing receiver, the nearest one to it, and he slipped any sort of block each time, been able to negate that play from going anywhere.
Pickett had 22 pass breakups this year. Also 62 tackles to lead the Lions. From the shotgun on 2nd and goal from the 6. It's caught by Brown, and he walks in for the score. Devin Brown, 6-yard touchdown catch. And the Pirates back on the board.
They got what they needed. They got to score. Regardless of the time, get the score. They've got it. And now they'll have to figure out what they do after the extra point. You can see them hustling there, realizing they're fighting the clock.
Mortada for the extra point. And it's good. It's a 10-point lead for Columbus, 40-30. Another answer by the Pirates.
Good job, good speed by Devin Brown coming through and able to just move the defensive backs back there, think he's going to cross their face, go across the end zone on a short little post with that little amount in the field, snaps it out, and a good job by Marty Gilliard on the outside, taking the outside shoulder of the front corner to really clear him out of the way. Well, I said a deuce. Columbus thinks there's an opportunity this might be an onside kick.
Here comes Mortada with the deuce attempt, and it's no good. Jeremy Johnson has done a very nice job managing this game for the Columbus Lions, playing without their starting quarterback, Mason Espinoza, who's one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
Here's that press coverage.
You called it, and Johnson is flummoxed by it. And a fan keeps a souvenir in the 3rd row.
Well, and what Massachusetts did there was the best thing. They used the backside corner to fall back so that the high motion didn't just have the whole field to work. So many times teams will go press all across the board. Well, if the high motion guy slips that jam at the line of scrimmage, the quarterback's got all that room for error. He can throw it out there. But if you put the backside corner into play, then you say, well, you're going to take away half the field. Now you got to be on the same page with the receiver.
Crawford in motion. They flip it instead to Fortson. And he finds his way past midfield to the 19-yard line and a first down.
I would kind of like to have seen Massachusetts stick with the same game plan.
Why wouldn't
there.
you?
Yeah, and make Jeremy Johnson. Those are the tough throws. Those are the ones that can separate some of the quarterbacks in arena football and make him beat you with that perfect throw and catch. But the one thing I have to say in defense of not doing that is with how big and physical these Columbus receivers are, you say, well, we may get a pass interference or just the jump balls. We don't feel as good about our guys winning that every time.
There's a sweep to Hicks, who loses yardage. Quavon Hicks gobbled up by Bill Valval.
You know, before the game, Quavon Hicks has been out for a little while, and he's gotten loose a time or two, but not very often, as much as he normally does. So the Pirates weren't sure if he was going to play this week. Good job pregame adjustment when they found out that he was on the bus to the arena to play by them to negate anything that he usually does.
2nd and 13 from the 22 of the Pirates. Johnson aiming and firing. He's got Fortson, his top receiver, to the 6. 17 yards on 2nd and 13 and a first down. Big time throw by Jeremy Johnson.
That was a very good throw, and this is one that, as the Pirates defense, you say if he can make this throw into our coverage, anticipate Fortson getting that depth and having the ball right there, well, that's what we have to give up there. So took a perfect throw on his part and good timing and a good job, but now they need a big defensive stop.
Griswood in motion. Little sweep by Crawford, shifty to the end zone. Touchdown, Columbus. Oh, mercy, that was a beauty by London Crawford, and the Fortnite dance resumes at the DCU Center.
Coach Gibson has had just enough with his game plan as far as twists and turns and things, and right there, good play call, very good play call. The little reverse and good blocking out front. Nick Hague had an opportunity, just kind of got excited, overran that, but a good cut by London Crawford. And now they're going to run this game clock under 2 minutes, really make it tough on the Pirates.
Rousa with the extra point. It has been fun. Rousa did attempt the deuce, but it goes wide right. And a touchback. Ball will be placed at the 20 with 96 seconds remaining. And the Lions leading Massachusetts 47-30.
I'm a little surprised that they went for that. Obviously, they would like to have made it, but I think probably the other thought process is Bones Vigante, pretty dangerous with the ball in his hand. You probably don't want to give him an opportunity to get a quick score on a return, because then the Pirates really would be back in the game in the situation they want. But the clock will run to a minute, so hopefully the Pirates can get more than one playoff here before that 1 minute warning.
Thomas aiming for Bryant, incomplete in the end zone. Good coverage by Kyle Griswood, defensive back from Duke. Thomas, the short drop, looking left corner end zone for Bagante, incomplete. Threw it too far ahead of him, and that will bring it to the 1 minute warning as the coverage again by Kyle Griswood.
It was a carbon copy of the previous play, just with a different receiver. They thought they could take advantage of Griswood on the backside and tried it up with Lamont Bryant and then Bones Bagante. Good anticipation by Darren Thomas on both of those throws, really not bad. Both times the receivers kind of seemed to have a little trouble tracking it there when they got their head around to try and find the ball.
Thomas scanning the field, and it's incomplete. Might have been the wrong route run by Lamont Bryant. Either that or Thomas threw it to the wrong spot.
We talked about no lead is insurmountable. It's not, and it's still not. I know a lot of folks will say you're crazy, that's 17 points, that's a minute. But in this game, anything can happen, but they do need something quickly. They cannot take much more time of the 55 seconds remaining.
On 3rd and 15, Thomas to Bryant, past the 20 to the 15. Thomas to the 10. Good change of direction and stumbled. The turf monster got him at the 6. But a first down for the Pirates.
Oh, good job by Lamont Bryant. Boy, if he could have kept his feet, that would have been the play they needed. And I'm not sure it was, I don't think he did get hit by anyone.
Good stiff arm on Griswood initially.
No, the 10-yard line jumped up and got him. Great job by Lamont Bryant. I was thinking he needed to turn around and get out of bounds. But great job getting him down there. Now he's got him in a much better scoring position. Don't take too much time here, and I would tell you everything's got to go into the end zone too. You can't really throw short. If you get stopped, have to burn a timeout that you're going to definitely need on the other side of this score, or try and run another play. You're just going to burn too much.
So 1st and goal from the 5. Bagante's the man in motion. He's looking for him, and it's incomplete for Bones. Good breakup by Griswood. It will be 2nd and goal from the 5 with 36.2 left on the clock, and the Pirates trailing 47-30.
Griswold's made some really nice plays. They've gone at him, especially this drive. That's the third time we've seen them go at him with the jump ball. And I'll be curious. They've got some size in there now with Lamont Bryant and Bones Bagante.
Thomas throwing for the end zone and incomplete. Bagante goes airborne. He lands near Pirates president Jawad Yatim, who gives him a lift over the boards. Jawad's sporting the corduroy jacket.
Yeah, always fashionable.
Straight out of the David Cassidy catalog.
Always fashionable. Darren Thomas, good job getting it out. And I've mentioned it, that shotgun, especially down here, I'm concerned about not only the timing, the grip for a quarterback. Does he get the right grip on the ball? Does he get the laces to make that touch throw?
To the
and
end
he does
zone.
here.
There you go. Bones Bagante with a catch. Touchdown Pirates. 29.3 seconds left. And they trail 47-36.
Well, that's what they needed. There is still life, there is still time. And a great throw.
Just a little flick of the wrist.
Exactly. He's really developed that. That's a positive sign the last 2 weeks to see some of the throws he's made. Now we are going to see the 2-point try.
Thomas from the shotgun for a 2-point attempt. Bagante one-hander, and he can't bring it down. Boy, Bones Bagante is constant energy, constant effort.
He must have something built into his contract where going over the wall is an incentive of some sort. I'm just glad to see him jump up every time. And to see the fight from this Pirates team shows you that they realize it doesn't look great, but it's not over. And they are a play or two away. Actually, we have a penalty. They're going to get another shot at this.
Yep, penalty against Columbus. And they'll attempt another 2-point conversion, trailing 47-36. Except this time, Thomas will be flanked wide as a receiver, and Bagante will run the 2-point conversion. He's under center. He fumbles the ball, and he gets stacked up by Robert Caldwell for no gain.
Those are always tough for even the quarterback who's been under center the whole game. Although Thomas, I guess, has been in the shotgun, but so often down there, the centers are so worried about firing out and trying to get that nose guard off that instead of really making sure that ball is secure in the quarterback's hands, they'll be in a hurry. Quarterbacks sometimes are in a hurry to move forward, and so you'll see that often, especially for a guy who that's his first snap under center for the evening in Bagante.
Well, Ali Mortada, the onside kick attempt.
This is going to be a legal
coming
touch.
Back, right? Didn't go the prerequisite number of yards. Good try by Lamont Bryant.
I was going to say, I appreciate the fight in Lamont Bryant, but that was pretty clear cut. The ball didn't get
have illegal
to
touching
the 10-yard line.
Against the kicking team. The ball will be spotted touching. First down, Columbus.
So the Lions with terrific field position, leading by 11 points. And just 29.3 seconds left. Johnson, quarterback keeper, hit diving forward to the 7. 8 seconds come off the clock. B.J. McBride on the stop. Johnson. Hit at the 7 by John Hardy Tuliao. 15.6 seconds left.
Now, people may be wondering, if you're not as familiar with arena football, one of the rules in the NAL is you can't just take a knee, which
timeout,
you're accustomed to seeing in the
Massachusetts.
outdoor
That is
game.
our third and final timeout.
You can do that in the other arena
You
league.
can in the other arena league now, yes. But in this one, you still have to get positive yardage under 1 minute to keep
Massachusetts
the
is
clock
challenging
moving.
the ruling on the field
Which,
as to whether there
again,
was
that's why we say
positive
it's
yardage.
never over. It's never insurmountable, because there's certain rule change or rules in place that restrict you from trying to do that. And Amir Ishmael is thinking about challenging this, saying that, to our point, Jeremy Johnson did not gain positive yardage, and he is going to challenge it.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Positive yardage was gained by the quarterback. Half a yard was gained. Therefore, the timeout is going to be given to Massachusetts as their last timeout.
Last timeout, positive yardage gained by Jeremy Johnson. And the Lions are 15.6 seconds away from winning.
And one more. I don't think we'll see the ball go anywhere but into the hands of Jeremy Johnson. They're going to try and just push forward. And if they do that, that will run the clock out.
3rd down and goal from the 6. Johnson's played well with 3 rushing touchdowns. He throws to the end zone, incomplete. On 4th down now. Not sure why they try to run pass option.
Remind me to not bet ever.
Ever.
The only thing I'm ever going to bet
no sense.
is in a playoff game is to bet the over on penalties.
Rousa with the field goal attempt from 22 yards. And the kick is good. 50-36, Lions, 8.5 seconds remaining.
Very good job by Columbus. They've come into a tough environment in a tough situation, and it looks like they're going to be playing here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, shocking in many respects. They have a backup quarterback. Pirates had a backup quarterback, but Columbus just seemed to have a little bit more juice.
Yeah,
from the jump.
Yeah, they really did. Both teams very emotional, but Columbus was able to come down from that emotion and make the necessary plays, especially early.
Rousa.
No surprise there. I don't think that was so much a deuce as this, don't let Bones Bagante take the ball.
So 1st down for the Pirates in their final 8.5 seconds of their season as they trail 50-36.
And what a fun season it has been. And
they won 10 games. They finished in 1st place. They were 10-5. Certainly nothing to hang their heads about.
No, and something to build off of. It's terrible. You think you have to wait a whole nother, 8 months as far as getting back to training camp, but this is something positive to build off of for everyone involved. And so thank you to the team family for bringing football to Worcester in this fashion.
Absolutely. Thomas. Bryant, and that was dangerous territory. Threw it up for grabs, and Chris Pickett was waiting to lay the wood.
That was a dangerous one, and somehow only 0.9 seconds came off the clock on that last play. Got a little help there, but what you hope for in this situation is that there's not a cheap shot, nobody gets hurt. And Chris Pickett, good hit there. I think he led with the shoulder, so glad to see he didn't have a defenseless receiver where he could really lay into him.
Thomas, wide open. Marty Gilliard on the flip to Bagante. And there's your final bell. The Lions have come to Worcester and stunned the top-seeded Pirates. 50-36, the final score. Columbus advances to the NAL championship game. Amir Ismail and company head home. And overall, a lot of credit goes to the Columbus Lions for coming in with a terrific game plan, JJ.
And the terrific game plan that they executed. And nothing too fancy, but they ran it just like they should.
And we'll come back to wrap it up for you on NESN as the Lions walk out of the DCU Center with a victory, 50-36. You're watching the Mass Pirates on NESN and listening on 98.9 Nash Icon.
Massachusetts Pirates football is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Thirsty is a state of mind, a passion. Thirsty is taking the lead, a will to challenge the world. But first, challenge yourself. Defy your will. Defy your thirst. V1.
You've dreamed and planned. Now you're ready to buy that home, to earn that degree, to take that trip, to build your business, to enjoy your golden years. And Cornerstone Bank will help you get there. We've built a strong foundation for your success. Let's build your future together. Cornerstone Bank, built on trust.
And welcome back to the DCU Center. 29 second-half points for the Massachusetts Pirates, but it wasn't enough as they fall to the fourth-seeded Columbus Lions, 50-36. With J.J. Raderink, I'm Jamita Perrell. Disappointing night, disappointing end of the season for the Pirates, but they were outplayed throughout.
Yeah, they really were. Columbus came in with a great game plan, and they executed it to perfection. It was nothing too fancy, but they didn't ask their quarterback, Jeremy Johnson, to do anything that he was uncomfortable in doing. They were efficient. They held on to the ball, and when they needed to, they made the big plays.
Johnson had 3 touchdowns on the ground, managed the game well. They got some good contributions from London Crawford, the former receiver for the Pirates. So you had a feeling, JJ, from the start, this is a revenge-type game for the Lions.
Yeah, you really did, and you could feel it early. It was very emotional, but what Columbus was able to do was temper that emotion, get that start early, and they were able to really get things going. They got the lead, and Massachusetts just never got there. They kept getting within striking distance, but were never able to finish it off and make the full comeback.
So the Pirates season is over as the Lions advance to the NAL championship game. For J.J. Raderink, I'm Jamita Perrell. Thanks for joining us on NESN, and good night from Worcester.
Are you plagued with pain? Feel uncomfortable doing normal everyday things? At Inbalance Chiropractic and Wellness, we strive to keep you in optimal health. Through the use of chiropractic care, massage therapy, and lifestyle therapy, our focus is on improving individual lives to become more active and vibrant. Your health is our #1 concern. We practice to help you reach your goals. Our specialty is keeping your body in balance.
You've dreamed and planned. Now you're ready to buy that home, to earn that degree, to take that trip, to build your business, to enjoy your golden years. And Cornerstone Bank will help you get there. We've built a strong foundation for your success. Let's build your future together. Cornerstone Bank, built on trust.